everyone, this is Amy with Just Pleased as Punch, and today I'd like to share with you this cute little treat box that I made using the butterfly framelits. This one is in Blushing Bride, and I've also made one in Mint Macaron and also in Wisteria Wonder. This is a great little treat box. You could use it for a baby shower, wedding shower, an Easter gift if you want to put a little Easter sentiment on there. This one I have filled with the little Hershey eggs, so kind of a Eastery treat. The one we're going to make today is in Blushing Bride, and I'll show you the supplies we're going to use. We are going to use 2 stamp sets. We're going to use the Butterfly Basics, and we're also going to use the Party Pants, which is a celebration item, which means that you can get this free with a $50 purchase. Butterfly Basics is in our annual catalog. This one, I accidentally ordered the wood mount stamps this time. I did not mean to do that, so these are all, they're just going to pop out of there. The wood mount ones, I've actually never had these before, and I did not mean to order them, but it's kind of neat just to have one just to see what they're like. But we're going to use the Congrats one right here. So that's what I'm going to use for this project. I'll have to put all that back together. It's kind of like a puzzle. And then for the Butterfly Basics, we're going to use the little butterfly stamp and the bigger butterfly stamp. And then we're also going to use some framelits. I store my framelits in the front of my coordinating stamp sets, and I just buy the little magnetic vent covers. I think I got these on Amazon just for a couple bucks, and I stick one in the front of the stamp set, and then I can put all my framelits in there that match so I can easily find them when I need them. So we're going to be using this framelit and then the little butterfly framelit. Our stamp pad is Blushing Bride, and we're going to use some of the little basic pearl accents, this beautiful sequin, the Blushing Bride sequins. We're going to use some of those. And then this one is the Whisper White, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's one of the Whisper White ribbons. It's like a sheer, I think, organza ribbon. It's really pretty. You will need, for this project, a piece of cardstock or DSP that measures 10.5 this way by 7.25 this way. And you will also need a piece of glimmer paper that measures 2.5 by 3.5. And then a little strip of Whisper White, and that measures 5/8 of an inch by 3.5 inches. All right, so we'll get started. So what we're going to do first is we're going to score our paper, and we are going to score the 7.5, the short side. We're going to score that at 2 3/8, and 4 7/8. All right, and then we're going to flip it around on the long side, and we're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch, which is actually easier to do over here. So 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to flip it around to do the rest of the score marks for the long side. So 1.5. And I'll put all these measurements on my blog. The link is in the description below, and I'll have all the supplies and measurements there. The next score mark is the 4-inch score mark. And then we're going to go over to the 6.5. And then to the 9, and then to the 9 3/4. Okay. All right, so now we need to do a little trimming. I hope you can see this on camera, but we're going to trim quite a bit off of this sheet of cardstock. We're going to trim this piece, and then the same on the other side, this piece, and this piece. So we're going to be left with this long strip and then this strip going this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that. Okay, so that's what we're left with. Okay, so then we need to do some tabs. And what we're going to do is you're just going to need a ruler and your bone folder. And you're going to go on these two tabs here. You're going to take your ruler and you're going to measure over 3/4 of an inch right here, and then from this end 3/4 of an inch in here, and make 2 little pencil marks on each side. And again up here 3/4 of an inch from that side and 3/4 of an inch from that side. And then you're going to take your ruler and you're going to put one end here and one end here at your little pencil mark. And you're going to take your bone folder and just score there. And then you're going to do that on all 4 of those marks that you made. Okay, so now I'm just real particular, so I'm going to do where the pencil marks are is going to be the inside of my box. So I'm going to go ahead and burnish all of these lines. Now for these two, you've got the 2 score marks, and what you're going to do is you're going to want your box to go, let's see, in at the top, so fold that down like that, and then you're going to want it to pop back up here, so kind of a little accordion fold there. Okay, now before we put this box together, we're going to do a little stamping on it. Go ahead and fold those lines in. Just like so. Okay, so this is the outside of our box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp some butterflies. I don't really need to do the sides, and this is going to be the bottom. So I'm going to stamp some butterflies here. And we're going to go ahead and do that in our Blushing Bride. So I've got my little butterfly. And we're just going to stamp that. Now I want to make sure my butterflies are not upside down. So when our box goes together, it's going to go together like that. So we're going to stamp our butterflies this way. We can do our little banner since we have our ink out. So our banner punch is the one we're going to use for the little white strip, the Whisper White strip. So we're just going to flag the end of it. Just place it in there and just punch, and that flags the end. Okay, and then we have our little congrats stamp. Make sure that that's going in the right direction. I want it to go this way. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. That was a little bit, I think I'd move my hand on there. Perfect. Okay. And then we also need one more stamp. And I'm going to take a piece of the Blushing Bride that we cut off and just make sure that it's not where I scored any lines. So we've got a space right here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp this other lacy butterfly stamp right there. Okay, so that's all the stamping that we're going to do. All right, so now we can put our box together. And I'm going to use some fast fuse, and I'm just going to put fast fuse on these little tabs here. And then we just need to bring those edges together. Like so. Okay, so that's our little box. We've got that all assembled. All right, so we just need to make our butterflies, and we're going to use the Big Shot. I have got my, excuse me, my magnetic platform and my bottom plate. And I've got a piece of Blushing Bride, and then I've got my piece of the Blushing Bride glimmer paper, and then I also have the one that I stamped the butterfly on. I'm going to put a piece of wax paper under my glimmer paper, and that's going to make it easier to pop my butterfly out when we get it all cut. All right, so then we're going to place our large butterfly framelit there and our smaller butterfly framelit there. Make sure we've got that lined up. Put our top plate in and run it through. Okay. And that popped right out. And then our glimmer paper, if you peel the back off, the wax paper, remove that, then all those pieces just sort of pop right out. It just makes them come out a whole lot easier because that's kind of an intricate framelit. Isn't that so pretty? I just love that. Okay, so now we're going to use a couple of glue dots. And we're just gonna, I'm gonna take my butterflies and just kind of bend them up like this, just to give them a little bit of lift. And I'm gonna take some glue dots and attach my small butterfly to my large butterfly. And then some of the pearl accents. And we're just gonna use one of those and attach it right there. And pop a dimensional on the back. Okay, so that's our little butterfly. And then we are going to take the Blushing Bride and just trim a little piece, about maybe 4 inches long or so. And the same with the Whisper White, 4 or 5 inches or so. I'm going to take the dimensional that we put on there and attach it to a clothespin, one of our little wooden clothespins. So then we've just got the little trim pieces and our banner, and we're going to attach those with our clip. So that's it. That's our little project, and I think that turned out really cute. I just love the Blushing Bride glimmer paper. I think that is so pretty. And then these were done with the Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper, and I think those are just beautiful as well. So that's our project for today. Thanks so much for visiting. For all the supplies and measurements, hop over to my blog, justpleasedAsPunched.com, and thanks for watching my video today. Have a great day.